Today we find 3 problems with this machine, which really makes my head hurt because I'm used to only looking for one problem. Alright, let's get started. Welcome to the Sewing Machine Repair Guide. Today we have a Singer Fashion Mate, and this machine is having problems where the thread is popping out of the take-up lever and just causing a ruckus inside this machine. And one thing I did notice when I got the machine in the shop is that when I turn it, there seems to be some sort of clunk. You might also notice something else in the background. I finally got around to making the in case of Husqvarna Viking break glass enclosure. So that's got the tools I use for all my Husqvarna Viking machines. And I mean, we'll have to use it at some point, but not this video. And without any further ado, let's get to the teardown. Alright, what I'm seeing here as we're turning this around, I've removed the needle plate, I've removed the needle, the presser foot, and I'm still getting the clunking. You see that? That's where that clunking is coming from, and it feels really clunky. It is not smooth at all. Because I found when the hook was removed, there was no clunking at all. It was very smooth. So it's like there's something in here, like this is too tight in there. So that's something we need to look at. Okay, could we be that lucky? Is it possible that this right here is our only problem? Well, let's see. That feels very smooth. That was our problem right there. Well, that's a new one on me. Alright, let's continue on. The Singer Fashion Mate 5560 is part of a long line of sewing machines from the Singer brand, which has been producing reliable home sewing equipment since 1851. This is a beginner-friendly stitch variety on the sewing machine. Despite being an entry-level computerized model, it boasts an impressive 203 stitch applications, far more than basic mechanical machines. Innovative Sew Easy Presser Foot. Standout feature is the exclusive Sew Easy Presser Foot, designed specifically for this model to guide fabric and ensure perfect seams every time. Ideal for novices who struggle with alignment, making it a game changer for tasks like hemming pants or sewing straight lines on beginners' projects. Alright, here we go once again. Official Sewing Machine Repair Guy pry tools. And now they actually have a logo on them. Or, you know, printed name. Good enough, right? So, of these tools, my favorite is always this one right here. I use this all the time on machines while I'm opening up machines, and we're getting ready to open this one up. This one is probably a good second place, and then these two get used more infrequently or less frequently. How about that? But anyway, you can find these on sewingmachinerepairguy.com. Built for durability with a metal core. Though it has a lightweight plastic exterior for portability, the heavy-duty metal internal frame provides surprising stability and longevity, weighing enough to feel substantial, echoing Singer's reputation for machines that last. As one reviewer noted, it rivals antique models in build quality. One reviewer noted it rivals antique models in build quality? We'll be the judge of that. And apparently this was a very popular machine during the pandemic, where people were making masks at a feverish rate, and this machine helped out a lot of people in that respect. So that's great. Yeah, the trick for this one, there was a little spring that was holding. What this does is, of course, this is not what you typically think of as a spring, but this is spring metal. And this is what gives you the little spring return on your door. So without it, it just kind of flops. So this spring is attached to the metal frame, and it holds down so that door, when it comes up, it holds the door in the up position. So I had to remove that spring so it didn't look like anything was attached, but the spring was holding down pressure against the door and wasn't letting me take the machine apart. Alright, I'm going to go clean up this a little bit and then I'll be right back. So now that we got the machine apart and we got it cleaned, you can take a look at this. So it is a pretty robust machine. It does have that metal interior frame here, so that's pretty good. As far as being... it makes me laugh when they said that a reviewer said that this is just as robust as some of the old metal singers. And alright, so right here we've got your metal linkage here that goes down and operates your feed, and it's on a plastic cam, and so this metal piece rides on the plastic, and there's a plastic to metal interface there. I don't know. The way that it rubs around that entire circumference of that plastic, I don't like how it works that way, just because that metal always wins. And so the good thing is that for your feeding, there's not that much stress on that linkage there. But still, I'm not sure that I like that, and I don't think that that's going to be robust enough to hand it down to your great-grandkids like the old singers. Who some of the singers from the 1800s are still being passed down 5 generations or whatever down the road, so I don't really see something like this having that. And oh, by the way, don't forget about so your metal parts may be robust, but this right here, this is the whole brain right here. So I'm not going to pull it off, but on the other side there'll be this little blob of a chip on there, and it's the brains behind this whole thing. How long is that going to last? Again, probably not to hand down to your 5th generation down great grandchild. So yes, it's a robust machine. Yes, it's very strong. Yes, it'll work for you now, but I don't see these being heirloom machines. But that's my opinion, and maybe time will prove me wrong. And this episode is brought to you by sewingmachinerepairguy.com, where you can find cool shirts like this, hooked on sewing machines, and others. This one is actually my favorite. I like the design here. This one, my wife helped me out with it. I still can't get over how it's right here. Look at this. This little piece of lint right here was causing this machine to trip up, to not be able to operate properly, and it was stuck in the hook. That is amazing to me. Alright, we're going to get this machine put back together. We're going to get all the covers on it. We're going to do some cleaning. We're going to do some testing and see what else is wrong, because I bet you there's another problem with this machine. While I'm doing a little cleaning here, I figure I'll talk to you a little bit. It never fails to impress me that sewing machines typically have more than one problem. Well, not typically, but a lot of times sewing machines have more than one problem with them. As many of you know, I was in the Navy, and I retired from the Navy after 26 years of service working on submarines. And I did a lot of troubleshooting on submarines, and we always taught and we always learned that you always assume there's only one fault when you're troubleshooting. And that makes the troubleshooting, you look at your symptoms and you got to figure the one fault that causes all these symptoms. And a lot of your troubleshooting is done on paper before you even go into that machine, because if you need that machine in whatever capacity that it's running to keep the ship at sea, then you keep that machine running. And then if you're going to take it down, you do it for the smallest amount of time possible to get it fixed. Well, or sometimes it's just down and you got to get it fixed quick. Regardless, a lot of times we go to paper to troubleshoot and we say we have these symptoms and what can cause them. So we always go for one thing. So now I'm learning a whole new world where sometimes you have more than one problem. The owner of this machine didn't say anything about clunkiness. So that clunking that I was feeling when I was turning this machine when I first got it was not something that was brought up to me as a symptom. The symptom was the machine was grabbing the thread and pulling, it was unthreading itself or pulling thread out of the take-up lever. And we still got to find the culprit for that one. I don't always show the cleaning in my videos, but sometimes I like to show it just to let you all know I actually do clean these machines. I use my crud cutter, clean the inside. I use my UV protectant on the outside. That's just not great content sometimes, but if I'm going to talk to you while I do it, maybe somebody will watch it. I don't know. And now I'd like to bring your attention to the needle plate. So right in here you've got some needle strikes. If I grab some thread and bring it through here, I can feel that where the strikes are, it's grabbing that thread and then the thread is rubbing against it. So if you see, I can't even pull the thread this way because it sticks on it. And what that's doing is it's fraying this thread, but it's also catching that thread. So when it causes more tension, and depending on where you're at in the sewing stroke, where the needle is going down and pulling on this, well, it could cause extra tension to cause looping on the bottom, which I've seen in a machine. It could cause extra tension that would make your thread decide to just jump out of the take-up lever. So this is something that has to be addressed because it can easily just break your thread like that. So we're going to do a little bit of sanding on this thread. So I just cut a little strip of sandpaper. Some people use Dremels. Some people use whatever you want to use, but I like to get the sandpaper inside there. And this is just 220 grit that I've cut a little strip out of. And then I'll do the other side as well. And then we have the top of that, and I'll grab another little strip and I'll just sand on top. Still catching the fingernail there. So that feels much better now, and we're going to give that a try and see how well this sews. Alright, we got the machine all put back together. Let's see how we're sewing. One of the benefits to these electronic machines is that it'll always leave your needle up, so it's easier to pull your work out. Okay, that looks really good. Are you seeing that? I think you can. Okay, let's bring it. There we go. That's in focus. So the top, you'll notice that the white thread is a little discolored, but that's because of our oil that we put in there. So we'll work that through as we go. But we do seem to be sewing well. We do seem to be staying threaded. So let's try another stitch here. Alright, there's our zigzag stitch. Let's look at the back and see how our tension is. And that looks really good. I like that. That's a very consistent tension. We're about 90-ish%, and this is not an embroidery machine, so that's a very good tension to have on this machine. And now we'll try our stitch. I'll call it the waffle stitch. And this one helps me to understand. So, okay, the reason we do the zigzag is because if our timing's off or needle height or something like that, you only pick up one side of that and it'll be a straight stitch on the left or the right. The waffle stitch I like to use because that also adjusts your feed to let you know if your front to back, forward to back feed is good. Alright, there's our waffle stitch. The back side looks really good. We might be pulling up a little bit of that bobbin thread, but on the specialty stitches you can adjust your upper tension to correct for any of that. I'm not going to correct the machine for that. And then we'll do a straight stitch again. We'll see if we're working through all this oil that we put in that machine. This machine will need a new foot pedal. That was something that I noticed earlier. I did clean it and everything, but it's going to have to be replaced. So it's not giving me a consistent stitch speed, and that's a separate issue that we'll worry about later. And those sort of things, sometimes I will just say, hey, do you want me to order it, or do you want to order your own? Because I don't charge more for parts. Sometimes I'll round up, but I won't charge a whole lot more for parts. And it sometimes is better for them just to order it and have it shipped to their door from Amazon or from Sewing Parts Online. Affiliate link below. Sewing Parts Online will make sure you get the right part. Amazon will not. But you can return it with Amazon, and you can return it with Sewing Parts Online. But if you get the right part in the first place, you won't have to. This machine is ready to go another day, so here were the problems with this machine. Remember, I'm used to one thing going wrong, troubleshooting for one fault that's our cause. Well, in this case we had a piece of thread in the hook, which apparently the machine did not like at all. And then we had some issues with our needle plate, and the issues there, we had a needle plate that was grabbing that thread, and it would cause this machine to come unthreaded when they were using it. And then the third issue is our foot control needs to be replaced, because when you push it all the way down, it stops. It doesn't work. So